Hey developers, ever looked at a piece of legacy code and thought, what on earth does this do? In this quick tutorial, I will show you how to make a system prompt to decipher legacy code using Gemini, DeepSeek, Llama, Chat GPT, and Claude. Before we start, you need to know that all the system prompts will be posted in my GitHub account, and that link will be in the YouTube description below. So let's take a quick look at the system prompt for Llama and DeepSeek. Okay, first at bat is Llama. The last time Llama was trained was in September of 2024, which should be good enough for this training. Now, why are we using Llama? Well, some organizations don't allow developers to post code outside of their network. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to basically get the prompt. So the prompt for Llama and DeepSeek are identical in this case, but we're going to try first Llama. So there's the prompt, and now we're going to paste the code. And so here's my code. Well, that's not my code, but here's the messy code. And so they're both in the same chat, and let's go for it. Okay, there we have it. So here's my code summary. This is what the function does, and it gives you additional features on how to explain or what could be done to fix this code. So that's Llama. So let's go to the next one. So both of these AIs are installed in my computer, and now I'm going to go for DeepSeek. Again, I'm going to use the same prompt. Here's my prompt. I'm going to paste it in here. And now I'm going to paste the code as well. Once again, you don't need to have both Llama and DeepSeek installed in your laptop. And you also need to be aware of the performance if you install both and if you have other things running. So if this was a small company, I would have maybe a dedicated Linux server running one or the other, but not both. Okay. Now, on the other hand, DeepSeek is much more recent than Llama. So the last time DeepSeek R1, which is this one, was trained was in January of 2025. And so there you go. You have both answers, DeepSeek and Llama. Okay, so the next one at bat is Claude. So let's copy the sample prompt template. So Claude is a little bit different. It doesn't allow for system prompts. So this is the closest thing we have been able to come to creating a system prompt. So let's paste that code. Now, Claude is in the cloud. Okay, so if I was a developer in a large organization, I would suggest that you get permission to start posting code in the cloud before you go ahead and do this. And the response is very good. And Claude was designed specifically for coding. That was the first and foremost initiative that Anthropic took. So I would say this is a better answer than we have seen on both Llama or DeepSeek. Okay, but it doesn't take away from the other ones. I mean, it's not bad. So the next hitter is Gemini, which was Bard at the beginning. It was Google Bard. And once again, we have a prompt. And let's paste the prompt. And then we're going to paste the messy code. And let's see how this one performs. This is also in the cloud. So if I was posting company code in the cloud, I would get permission before doing this. And as you can see, the answer is much similar to what we've seen with Llama and DeepSeek. Okay. So this is how it would explain how the function works. Now, as you can see, Bard does not give you additional features like Llama and DeepSeek, and neither did Claude. So the next batter is Chat GPT. Now what we're going to do with Chat GPT is we're going to create a new project, and this is going to be called Code Explainer. Okay, so there's my new projects being created, and so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to add instructions. Okay, and inside the instructions, I'm going to copy the system prompt. So there we go. So now my project has the system prompt, and now the only thing I have to do is copy the code. So unlike the previous examples, we don't have to add the instructions for the answer. Okay, the system prompt in this project will always answer the same way no matter what code you paste. So in the previous AIs, you have to include the instructions every time you ask the question, unless there's features maybe in Claude Pro that will allow you to do this easier. So there you go. So unlike Llama and DeepSeek, you could probably, it doesn't give you automatic responses or suggestions that you can click on, but you can continue your conversation on how to improve the error handling, etc. So it's not bad, but it's not the best. So the last option is DeepSeek Cloud, which is hosted in servers in China. Once more, every time you post code to the cloud, I suggest that you find or you get permission from the corporation that you're working for the company you're working for, before you go ahead and do this. And we're going to use the same system prompt that we created for the hosted DeepSeek, which is sitting in my laptop. So let's go and do that, and let's post the code as well. And let's see how this one performs. And as you can see, it did not post all the instructions that I was giving to, oh yeah, there it goes, but it puts it in the bottom. And let's see if it gives you the suggestions that we saw in the host. No, it doesn't. But anyway, it's not a bad answer. It's hard to tell which one was the best of all the answers, because as you know, both for Chat GPT and Bard, you can continue the conversation. So if you are an experienced developer, you would probably ask questions like, how can I refactor this? Or how can I rewrite this function in a better way? So, but in all the cases, you basically have the prompts that will help you navigate explaining messy code in all the major AI models. And that's the purpose of this video. Thank you for watching.